days in October 1937, almost 30,000 Haitians were slaughtered in the Dominican Republic at the hands of Dominican authorities and civilians in a massacre commonly known as the Parsley Massacre. Under the orders of the Dominican dictator Rafael Trujillo, the militia carried sprigs of parsley in their pockets and asked people suspected of being Haitian to pronounce the Spanish version of the word. If the person could properly roll the R, they were assumed to be of Spanish Dominican descent and were set free. If they could not roll it properly, they were considered to be Haitian and were slaughtered immediately. Bodies were dumped in the Massacre River, ominously named after an earlier colonial struggle between the Spanish and French on the same soil. In 1915, the United States invaded Haiti after several coups and rebellions there and occupied it until 1934. The following year, the U.S. military invaded and occupied the Dominican Republic until 1924, initially because of concerns that Germany might use the country as a base to attack the U.S. mainland during World War I. During the 8-year period of U.S. occupation of the entire island, international sugar interests facilitated the ease of travel and immigration restrictions for Haitians wishing to work on sugar plantations in the Dominican Republic. Much of the land in Haiti was non-arable and eroded, and the ease of immigration and the faltering economy compelled a growing number of Haitians who were struggling to find work in their own country to either cross the porous border in search of available land for sustenance farming or to seek employment in the sugar plantations where they eventually comprised the majority of the workforce. This mass immigration ultimately set the stage for the massacre of 1937. The U.S. administration regarded Trujillo as a staunch ally, but after the scale of the massacre emerged, President Franklin D. Roosevelt's administration made the Dominican Republic pay reparations to the victims' families, money that ultimately never reached its intended recipients. Trujillo propagated a new anti-Haitian ideology and successfully covered up the massacre, using fear to suppress the testimony of the residents around the area where the killing took place. Education in the Dominican Republic today either does not mention or barely touches on the subject. After the killings ended, there was a moratorium on newspapers covering the massacre, and Trujillo refused to publicly admit his government's role or accept responsibility. His watered-down and ultimately fabricated version of events is why not many Dominicans or Haitians know about, speak about, or tell the story of the Parsley Massacre. But of course, if you didn't know, now you know.